forget to hit that bell button so you can get future notifications every time the roommates drop a new video. Enjoy watching. Now let's eat. Hey roomies, how you guys all doing? I did not know I was having Chipotle today, so I'm so happy to be doing it because this is my first time eating at the restaurant, and I've heard a lot of good things about the restaurant. So I will be doing my countdown, and let me see what I'll be doing it with. I think I'll do the burrito. All right, let's pick this up. This is a real big burrito. Look at this. All right, look at how big this thing is.
Can't see it. Turn it up. Turn on the other side.
I'm trying not to let nothing fall out, so I'm trying to be gentle with this thing. All right, you guys. Now for the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. To the chef. They're really good. They got the grilled chicken in here. And I'm so rude. I forgot to ask you guys if you wanted some too. Go ahead, roomies. You can have the second bite. I was greedy and hungry. Alright. Now it's my turn again. If you guys have never had Chipotle, you gotta try them. They're just a bomb. Like at the restaurant, this probably the best burrito I've ever had restaurant food. But when it comes to like homemade burritos, Keisha's the bomb.
There's a lot of things Keisha cooks is better than most restaurants.
Oh yeah, like her veggie lo mein.
Like a burrito.
Oh yeah. The first time I moved in, I think it was the first month I moved in, she was making burritos. And I had 4 burritos, and this was when I was bigger, and I was not doing no videos. I had 4 burritos, and they were about the size of this, but they were Keisha had like rolled it up real perfect, and I had 2 meat burritos and I had 2 veggie burritos that she had made. I would have went for a 5th one, but I didn't want no one looking at me like, what the hell? So I just stuck with 4. But you should have seen the look on Keisha's face when she saw me eating all the burritos. She was looking at me all weird, like she was looking at me like, what the hell? And that's too much burritos. I'm gonna try this this bread bowl and see how this goes on my chips. I meant to say burrito bowl. My head is not exactly here today. I didn't get that much sleep. On a scale of 1 to 10 from a restaurant perspective, this is amazing. But in comparison to Keisha's taco bowl, there's no stand a chance. Hers is better. So the other day I was watching the A&E channel with Keisha, and that's the channel she normally watches, like what was it called? Last 48 or something? First 48, yeah. That's the channel she watches. So as I was watching it, they show a segment, and we ended up watching it like 2 days later. And the segment was called Untold Stories. And there were these different women that had to be forced into marriage. as early as 11 years old. And the reason for that, it was not for religious reasons, is because if a pedophile took advantage of the girl, then the parents, instead of beating the heck out of the guy, they told their daughter and the guy that they would have to get married, because if she was pregnant, they would marry her off to him.
Wait, that's not against the law?
No,
it's not against the law for an adult to marry a child at age?
In 18 states, not if you have parental consent. So they would have to sign a form, and then you would go to the courthouse and get married.
So in 18 states in this country, you can get married as young as 14. I mean, young as 11. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they call it I don't know what the name of the law is, but they call it a get out of jail free card for statutory rape, like statutory rapists. Like, they can marry off as young as a girl that's like 1 year old to a guy if he's a pedophile. That's their get out of jail free card. And I didn't know this until I watched Untold Story. I honestly don't know how long this has been going on, but these women, they were middle aged telling the story. Like, one lady said that there's 3 women that told the story. It was 2 white women and a black woman. One woman says that she was married off at the age of 13 because she was adopted, and her mom didn't want to take care of another kid because her siblings was about 10 to 15 years older than her. And so this girl, and they end up, I think it was like arranged or something, but one of the parents' friends ended up babysitting the girl, the 13-year-old girl. And the guy was 32 years old babysitting a little girl. And they think there was nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with a 32-year-old man babysitting.
It depends on the person. Like, if it's a man, a single guy with no woman, you shouldn't leave him alone with your 13-year-old. Because you cannot trust everybody these days.
That means you shouldn't leave a kid with nobody.
Like, if it's family, it's one thing, but sometimes even family, you can't even trust them. Like, when I needed a babysitter, my mom was not leaving me with no man. She would leave me alone with my grandma, my auntie.
So it's actually 18 states in this country that allow this.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
And so this woman, the first woman that was telling her story, she was married off at 13. And so her and the man had dinner with the parents. And so she was scared out of her mind because she's a 13-year-old pregnant and she doesn't know what to do. So the guy tells her parents at dinner that so-and-so is pregnant and we're having a baby together. And the father it was just all tension. Like, the father looked like he was mortified. But the mother acted like she was nonchalant about the whole situation. She said, okay, well, since she's pregnant, you need to marry her, so they signed a consent form and forced this girl into marrying this man. As soon as she was married to him, he became very, very abusive, like physically and sexually, and she felt like she couldn't even get out of it. Like she had to wait. She had about 3 kids with the man, and she had to wait until she was about 18 year. She was going through. She was trying to file for divorce and get custody of the kids, but her own mother did not want her having custody. She would rather the man have custody of her 3 girls. And so, from the age that she was 16 through 18, she was like fighting for custody. And for 2 years, she couldn't get no type of government assistance until she was at the age of 18.
That's sad.
And her parents weren't even helping her either. So it's pretty much like she was alone in this matter.
Yeah, that's too sad. I don't want to talk about that no more.
Okay.
They need to find out what the name of that law is to see if their state has that law. And if your state got that law and you got a governor or a mayor, they most likely need to be out of office. Because especially if they condone that law. I gotta find out the name of that law.
Yeah, because honestly, you guys, if I had a daughter, I'd be scared. Like, I'd be more scared having a daughter than having a son.
Nah, I don't know, man, about that, man. Cause I think that goes both ways. Cause it's dangerous for kids all around today. I think it's dangerous for all kids, male and female. Especially if it's laws like that.
Because if I had a son, the only thing I have to worry about is what crowd of people he's hanging out with.
Nah, that ain't true. If that not with a law like that, that means an older woman could do that to your son.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, do you personally think it affects, like, boys as much as it would girls? I mean, if you had to say.
Well, I can't say on how it would affect a woman because I'm not a woman, but I know how it would affect a young man's life. I just think about myself if I was 13 and was forced to marry a
32-year-old.
A 32-year-old woman, or what if she was 50 and I was 13?
Yeah, you're not going to be looking at a 50-year-old when you're 13.
I don't know. I can't say if it'll be the same mentally or physically. I can't say, but I know that it will probably be devastating to both.
Yeah. Yeah, because kids that people that they got to go through that. It seems like because the law is so strict about when they can file for a divorce, their only way out apparently is suicide.
No, don't say that. Albert. Don't use that word at all. Do not use that word.
But I wouldn't say that, but I'm saying, like, when I was watching the segment, that's what the lady had said in the segment. That the psychiatrist that she was talking to. Because, I mean, you look at these women on Lifetime in the movies. And I've seen movies with Keisha that would have me cringing. Because the couple could be a nice looking couple, have money, but they're going through problems. Like, for example, there was this one lady. She married this guy that she met on the beach with her friends. As soon as they got married, she started noticing, like, habits that he had, like he was smoking weed in the bed with her, and she was fine with that. But then, when he would leave work, he would cheat on her with women that he worked with. And then when he would come home, he had a coke addiction. Like, he would snort coke while he was in his van, and then put his gym clothes on like he just left the gym and he was all pumped because he just worked out. And then he goes into his house and he's trying to like wrestle and play fight with his son. Ends up punching the little boy in the face. Practically broke the little boy's nose because he didn't even know his own strength. And when the lady said something to him, like, honey, he's 7 years old. You can't be that rough on him. He got mad, and he said, you look like a whore with all that makeup. Why don't you go be a wife and go upstairs and get ready for me?
Should have ran in. I wish you should have left.
And she had food all prepared, like homemade food prepared for him on the table. She was wearing an apron. She was looking all beautiful for him because she wanted a nice romantic evening with this man. And he was just angry and just violent from the coke that he grabbed everything that was on the table and he just slid it off the freaking table, slid it on the floor and said, clean that up and then go upstairs and get ready for me. He's like, trying to be a wife.
You gotta stop watching so much TV, Alma.
I know, but it's stuck in my head, and then, cause I really get into these Lifetime movies, like Junior thinks me and Keisha are crazy watching them.
Man, them shows, I can't watch it.
That stuff will get you scared to get married, because you never know what kind of man that you marry. Like, my best friend growing up, she had her cousin had arranged marriage, and I went to the wedding, and it was an Arabian wedding. So her cousin, no one bothered to tell her that the man that she was marrying was schizophrenic. Like, he had a bunch of different medications, and no one even bothered to tell her before the wedding. So once they were married, he wouldn't even let her go out of the house. Like, he would not let her go to the store. He wouldn't let her go nowhere because he was always worried that she was going to cheat on him. And she was not that type of girl. Like, she was a very quiet, humble woman. And this guy was a total nut job. It took her at least a year to get out of the situation. Like, the first year she was married to him, she was trying to get out of it.
She was trying to get out of it.
And she was trying to, like, run away from the guy. Like, this man wouldn't even let her. This man wouldn't even let her talk to her family on the phone. Or wouldn't let her see her family.
That sounds like some other kind of stuff, man. I can't imagine being in any kind of relationship that you can't get out of. I don't know.
But her family, when they realized that she wasn't calling, that they didn't get no calls from her, they went over to they called the guy's parents and said, where did they live? Went over to the house.
They didn't know where she lived. It's something else in that story. Something ain't being told.
No, because he didn't want them at the house, because he was worried that people were going to talk her into leaving him.
There's something else in that story.
Like, if she did go out with him or go out in public with him, she had to wear the headscarf and just, like, cover up her face because he didn't want other men looking at her.
Oh, that's their tradition.
And she figured because they're in America that changes.
Good look.
But he was very traditional. Let me get the last of this. So what happened was, once her family went to go visit her, they called the parents and said, they said, is so and so, is she by herself? Where is she? And the parents said,
so they have a number on nothing.
He would not let the family have her number.
What about her responsibility to no, it's something else to that story, man. It's something else to that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was in that type of relationship too. Like, I wasn't married, but my last girlfriend that I was with, she wouldn't let me call my family either.
You got a phone?
She bought me a phone, but she just didn't let me use it unless I went to the grocery store with her.
That means you had opportunity to call family.
At the time I was pregnant, so I was afraid to let my family see me.
Well, that wasn't her situation. That's a different situation with you. I'm talking about the woman you talking about. If she, I don't know. It's something, I don't know. It's something else to that.
It's not uncommon. Like, it happens in domestic relationships, like an abusive relationship. They try to get you to cut ties with your friends and your family, so that way they're the only ones that have control of you. And they don't let you, they won't let you be friends with anybody unless, like, they're friends with them.
I can't imagine.
So this woman, it took her years to get a divorce because her family all had to pitch in and get the money to get the lawyers. Because not only was he not letting her go out, but he was beating her up. Like, he would slap her, punch her, kick her. And she was not the type of woman where, like, she was not the type of woman where she would provoke anyone. She was a very nice lady. So she ended up getting out of this situation. I was relieved and happy for her, because when her cousins, her little cousins, I would always go visit. They were telling me what happened, and I was just glad that she got out of it, because it's not fair to anybody to have to go through, like, any type of abusive relationships like that. Especially not fair if, like, your arranged marriage, or married off into somebody who's, like, a pedophile. Because if you have kids with them, and you have girls, you got to worry about them, like, doing whatever they did to you when you were 13 to your daughters. Your girl Amber is full, so I'm going to close that. So I had so much fun eating and talking with you guys. This has been an interesting topic. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell button so you can get future notifications every time the roommates drop a new video. Thank you all for watching. Peace out, y'all. We love you. Don't forget to live, love, and laugh. Bye.